Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us today in this edition of the Kathie J Show. We are speaking with Scott Dishong. He's the CEO of Make-A-Wish Colorado.
Yes.
Yay. Thanks for joining us, Scott.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do. Everyone is familiar with Make-A-Wish because it makes wishes come true. It's a good place to help and be a part of.
It is.
Yeah, it is. But let's really get into it and talk about where the money comes from and where the money goes and how the kids are chosen.
Yeah.
So start with, first off, just Make-A-Wish Colorado.
Yeah, so Make-A-Wish Colorado, 1983, Joan Mazak started Make-A-Wish Colorado in honor of her daughter, Jennifer. So that's, I always say I wouldn't be sitting here right now if Joan hadn't decided to take a wish-like experience that her daughter, Jennifer, got in the early 80s and then say, how do we make this happen for other kids here in Colorado? So Joan Mazak started Make-A-Wish almost 45 years ago here in Colorado, and then I started as the CEO in 2019. So as I always say, I'm just trying not to burn the place down. When she started this, left this amazing legacy, and it is amazing. It's what I love about Make-A-Wish is it's so simple, right? We grant life-changing wishes for kids with critical illnesses, and while it's very simple, it certainly gets complex when we're working with kids with critical illness. But it's a magical place to be. So
No, it is a magical place to be. So it was Make-A-Wish was started for a mother's love.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So what did Jennifer have?
So Jennifer actually had a liver condition, and so Jennifer was waiting for a liver transplant in the early 80s. And so she actually got to have an experience with the Kim chicken, if you remember the Kim chicken.
Everybody knows the Kim chicken. He's a legend. He's actually like on a wall here somewhere at the station.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So we have the Kim chicken on our wall too. But for some reason, Jennifer just loved the Kim chicken. And so they figured out some way to arrange a day with Jennifer. And she just had an amazing experience and unfortunately passed away not too long after that. So Joan had been, and some friends had been saving up to help with the cost of the liver transplant. And they said, how do we take these funds that we've raised and put them to good use? And they found out that Make-A-Wish had started just a couple years earlier than that in Phoenix, Arizona. And they said, let's bring it to Colorado and made it happen from a garage or a basement and then turned it into this organization. We're getting ready to celebrate our 7,000th wish.
Yes, I read that. Congratulations.
Yeah, which is awesome.
That's
just
crazy.
In Colorado. And that doesn't include even all the kids that we bring to Colorado for, I'm very passionate about if a kid wants to ski, it should happen in Colorado.
Yes.
If they want to go meet their favorite musical artist, it should happen at like Red Rocks or Mission Ballroom or one of our amazing venues here in Colorado. So we do that a lot too. So, well over 7,000 wishes granted here in Colorado.
That is awesome. But 7,000 are from our Colorado kids.
Just Colorado
That's
kids,
awesome.
yeah.
And so how do these kids make it on the list? I read critical illnesses.
Yeah. So we work closely with Children's Hospital. We work closely with Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children, and most of our kids, our wish kids, actually get referred through a physician here in Colorado, and they know kind of what that critical illness, what it is, and know the qualifications for that. And so certainly we've changed a lot in the last 40 years, and we actually have a lot of kids. A majority of our kids now do live into adulthood, which is different than when the organization first started, right? But just an amazing group. We hope that during that process, when a kid's battling that critical illness, and we see this all the time, it's like that hope that gets them through that critical illness, the hope of a wish, and like thinking about if I could be anyone, who would I be? And if I could meet anybody, who would it be? And that hope of just dreaming about a wish is what really kind of gets them through a really difficult time. And some doctors actually use the wish process as kind of medicine, which is really neat. Yeah, it's I always say it's more than just a nice thing. It's like something that's critical as a part of a kid's critical illness and their treatment.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. We're speaking today with Scott Dishong. He's the CEO of the Make-A-Wish Foundation Colorado. You're right. Even when you were talking about would you like to meet? What would you like to do? It gets me excited.
Oh, yeah.
Like to daydream about what you'd like to do. And so to be going to doctor appointments, getting poked and prodded, and you're a child and you don't understand what's happening and all of that, like to truly have something to get excited about. That is something. And so I feel that also is a good decision when people choose to support Make-A-Wish because they get to say their money is going to happiness.
Exactly. And it's so tangible. I mean, I think, our office is literally right down the street, right? We were just talking about that. And every day we just literally had kids, wish kids walking through the office. We've got a little castle in the office. So it's not your normal office setting. And we get to bring those kids in and then, make them a part of our organization. But it's so tangible. Like you get to see the story of Wish Kid Lily that got to meet Noah Kahn, at Red Rocks a couple years ago. And like you get to see that and go, oh my gosh, like I really am helping to make these wishes come true here in Colorado and beyond. So.
Yes, and no one says no to the Make-A-Wish.
It's really,
I mean, right?
It's really typical. Like, yeah, we've got such a great reputation with especially like our athletes and musicians, and that they're such a big part of the Wish process. Like, the Avs and Nuggets and Broncos and Rockies, like all of them are just amazing wish granting sports franchises.
Yeah.
And like we can't do it without them. Like we can't, if a wish is to meet the Avs, like we can't just make that happen. But they're just so amazing, and they go above and beyond. So yeah, it does take partners. Beyond just funding, it takes people. I always say all of our wishes are one phone call away. Like sometimes it's a construction project, and I'm like, okay, we're really good at granting wishes. We're not great at a construction project, so we need partners, right?
Yes,
so
you do.
That's when we call on the Kiewits and PCLs of the world that are big supporters of ours and say, help us with this. And so, yeah, I love that part of it.
Scott, how many kids are on? Is there a waiting list?
Yeah,
like, what is that?
Yeah, so we've got a little over 400 kids waiting for a wish in the state of Colorado right now. We'll grant anywhere between 330 to 370 wishes, and a lot of that's just depending on the timing, right? Some of them, some wish kids are willing to wait a little bit longer for that special wish to meet, that kind of thing. So that's just kind of the normal cycle of how long it takes to get referred and then have a wish granted. And our goal is always we will grant a wish for every eligible child. So that's certainly daunting on our part. We don't if a wish kid qualifies for a wish, we will not say no, and we'll find a way to make it happen. And that's why the support that we get in Colorado is just amazing, and it's so needed. So
that's awesome. So and the biggest reason, Scott, why you go above and beyond the kids on the list, you're going to make their wish happen. The biggest reason is because it's about part of their healing process.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it's such a big part of that. And I didn't even know that. I think coming in 5 years ago, I always knew that I knew of Make-A-Wish.
Yes, like most of us.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's Smiles and Disneyland.
Yeah, I mean, I was at we have these Wish Weeks at schools across the state of Colorado. I was down at Chaparral High School a couple of weeks ago. So it's amazing. It's literally kids, high school kids, kind of adopt one of our Wish families, and they'll do a Wish Week. So at the beginning of the Wish Week, there'll be a massive assembly. All of the kids will get to learn who their wish kid is for the week.
This is cool.
And then so it's
so
amazing.
the whole school's involved in the Make-A-Wish.
And what the schools will say is like it's the 1 week where like kind of clicks go away because these kids are thinking about something bigger than themselves. So I was down at Chaparral High School for the Wish Week opening, and we had a wish kid, young wish kid there, and the dad was really super nervous because he had to run out in front of 2,000 students, and he said, "Oh my gosh, my son is really shy, and I don't know how this is going to go." And so I was like, on pins and needles, and they put the kiddo in a golf cart, drive the golf cart into the gym, and then have like bodyguards. The high school kids were bodyguards. They open up this door to the golf cart, and this kid just walks out, opens up his arms, and then starts running around, giving high fives and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And as a dad myself, I'm just staring at the parents, and I can see that the dad was certainly emotional because he saw this timid kid changing right before his eyes.
Yeah.
And that's just a microcosm of like what the wish process is. And so we hear that all the time. Like, when we say that the wish can turn anxiety into confidence, like it really happens. And I've seen it happen so many times just like in front of me. It's really neat.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's the
fun.
best thing ever.
It's really cool
amazing.
to be a part of it. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah.
So have you, it's actually helped. You've had a lot of the kids with critical illnesses get better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, we love serving. Every kid that we serve is such a blessing for us, right? And every story is different. Every illness and diagnosis is different. And so all we can do is just make that wish process as magical as we can, and then execute an amazing wish. And I would say, I'm surrounded by an amazing team of folks that are that are angels and work so hard and diligently to make these wishes happen. We've got just a bunch of amazing people that work at Make-A-Wish Colorado.
Yes, you do, because they're making it. So, okay. So here's my questions about the wishes.
Yeah.
Is the main wish going to Disney World, Disneyland?
That's still one of our very popular, most popular wishes, of course. And
it's getting cheaper to send them to Japan, Disney, right. Just so you know.
It's been so interesting. We just opened up international wishes again after a hiatus because of COVID. And so we do have a lot of kids that are interested in going to Europe and Japan.
Okay.
So that's great. And
I didn't know there was an international Make-A-Wish.
Oh yeah. So we actually grant those wishes internationally for kids from Colorado. So I get the fun of looking at our wishes waiting list, and one is I wish to go to Paris to eat cheese in Paris. Right?
I love that. That's so cool.
And the cool thing is always like the story behind the wishes. Like why does a wish kid want to meet someone in particular or go somewhere in particular? And a lot of it is that story behind the wish. Mm-hmm. The first wish that I was ever a part of was a young kid named Sean who wanted to be a garbage truck driver. And
out of all the wishes,
out
right?
Of everything you can do. And Sean, so it was literally the week before I actually started at Make-A-Wish, and it was our 5280 wish, so 5,280th wish, just a little over 5 years ago. And so I was just getting ready to start as the CEO, and but I knew this wish was happening, so I stopped by, and they had set it up so this Sean got to pick up garbage at the Broncos Stadium and
love this
Firehouse in Denver and at the Ritz-Carlton and like just all these amazing experiences. The community got involved.
I mean, if you're going to have him pick up trash, send him to the good locations.
Exactly right. So it was awesome.
Why not
right?
go to the Ritz-Carlton? Come on.
So he's just a little I think at the time maybe 5 or 6 year old boy, and I get there and he walks up to me and grabs my hand. He's like, "Let me show you how to work this thing." And so
I love that.
It was awesome. He walks up and he starts grabbing one of the levers to do something. And the guy who's been with him for the last 2 days teaching him how to work everything. He's like, no, Sean, remember, never that one. So I don't know if he's getting ready to dump trash.
Sean!
He was getting ready to dump trash on the parking lot of Broncos Stadium. But those kinds of things, like, and the reason he wanted to be a garbage truck driver is because one of his interactions with the outside world. So he had an autoimmune disease, so he didn't go outside a lot. And so his interaction with the world was when the garbage truck would come every week and he'd wave at him. And so he just got into garbage trucks, and that's why he wanted to be a garbage truck driver. So it is that story behind the wish. It's so fun to learn.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. We're speaking today with Scott Dishong. He's the CEO of Make-A-Wish Colorado. So my next question about the wishes, how many of them are, "You should put Jason Momoa down"?
How many moms and dads get involved in the process? That's a great question.
You should put The Rock down.
Yeah, exactly. Both great wish granters. So let me just say that first and foremost.
Yes, they know. The Rock, they know that they're on mom's wish list as well as kids.
No, just amazing. But yeah, so that's a great question, and I think goes back to that amazing team that we have. Is really, they do work really hard to get to the heart of the child's wish, right?
Awesome.
And so we'll typically have one of our staff, our wish coordinators, and then a volunteer wish support. And so we'll do a really good job of really trying to make sure that it is the child's one true wish.
Yeah.
And sometimes, the parent will certainly get something out of that too. But it is we do a really good job of kind of and just going through that process. Like,
it's awesome.
It's really like, hey, if you do want to meet someone, like, why, and help us understand.
Because it also helps you. You're not trying to cut through a lie.
Yeah.
You're really trying to hear the story so that you can make the result even better.
Exactly right.
The story, you want to build the story and have the result be as magical as it can be, and the little details as to why they want that wish makes it better. It totally makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I was just giving you.
No, I get that question more than you probably think.
I say you choose Jason Momoa.
Yeah. Okay. No, my wife would be Ryan Reynolds. Like she just keeps encouraging that. My daughter, and actually I share this wish with her. Big Harry Styles fan. So
I
want to meet Harry Styles just so I can one up my daughter, right?
Yeah.
So but for our wish kids, we go much more in depth about the why behind the wish.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your big event that's coming up, because this is a chance for everyone. If you want to be a part of the magic magic of the wish of helping a kid with their healing, this is your chance. Your big event is coming up. Go ahead, tell everyone about it.
It's Whiskey, Wine, and Wishes.
I was, third annual. I think this is going to be great.
As a kid from Nebraska growing up, I got my boots on today and everything. So
I was like, I should have worn this Western thing.
We wanted to do something that people want to come to. I think we call it a party with a purpose. And so it's at Mission Ballroom on the 24th. And it does give people the opportunity, to support Make-A-Wish, but also to be a part of what a wish can look like. Like last year at our Whiskey, Wine, and Wishes, we had a wish kiddo that wanted to be a mascot. And so we got to bring Bernie from the Avalanche out from the rafters down onto the stage to announce that his wish was being granted. So there's just these little magical moments that we try to sprinkle in throughout the event. But at the end of it, we want people to come and have a good time. We turn the Mission Ballroom into a honky-tonk. We'll have Walker yes. Montgomery, who's John Michael Montgomery's son, as our artist. And he's such a good guy and really excited to come and support Make-A-Wish. So it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, so the party with the purpose. Yeah. Yes. Whiskey, Wine, and Wishes. I mean, that right there, I love the title, so props to that.
We've got more whiskey at the Make-A-Wish office than I should admit to, but it's all going to Mission Ballroom.
You said that's right around you guys are right around the corner, right?
Stop by for a tasting.
I might have to. But let's talk about some incentives of why we want people to buy these tickets.
Yeah.
You have an amazing live auction. You have over 200 items.
Yeah, so we've got
silent auction. Is that the silent?
Yeah, we've got I think 50 more items processed yesterday. So we've got 250 silent auctions. A lot of that built around the whiskey and wine world.
I'm cool with that.
But trips all over the world. We've got and then our live auction certainly headlined by Peyton Manning. Does his Manning cast behind the scenes. Like it's just amazing.
I was going to say that was I buried the lead. I'm so sorry.
No, that's
say
okay.
that again.
No, so
tell everybody about Peyton Manning.
So Peyton Manning last year and then this year is donated again. So he's got his Monday Night Football Manning cast, an amazingly popular show and a great way to watch Monday Night Football. He actually will let 4 people come behind the scenes and experience that Manning cast in person with him. And he's just been a great supporter of Make-A-Wish, in particular here in Colorado, but across the country.
Oh, no, he is.
He's just amazing, right?
He is so cool. Let me tell you my funny
thing.
Yeah, it raises. I mean, to go and chill with Peyton Manning behind the scenes
something
at his Manning cast, right? You can't buy
that. Except at Whiskey, Wine, and Wishes.
That's going to be, so that right there, you got to go bid on that. So when I met Peyton Manning, I was doing the morning show here in town, and at the time, we were number 1. We've been number 1 for a minute, so I was like, welcome to Denver kind of thing. And I walked up to him, and I was like, hi, I just want to say, I'm Kathie. I do the mornings here and stuff, and welcome to Denver. It's so cool to have you. And he goes, that's nice.
Very nice, It was nice.
And then we took a photo, and in my head, I was like, yeah, that is nice, Kathie. I mean, Peyton Manning is magic. He is perfect. He is funny. He can, I just love the man. He destroyed me in 2 words, and I love him even more. So to go and chill with him, oh my gosh, go and chill with him. Okay, so we have the auction items.
Yep.
We have whiskey and wine that you get to drink. The ticket buys that?
So the ticket gets you in the door, which gets you access to everything we do. We've got amazing food. We've got amazing drinks. We've got Sazerac has donated Traveler's Whiskey, which is Chris Stapleton's whiskey for the event. And so we try to weave in just these little things. But that includes everything. So you get to come for a concert, a show, and everything, for just the price of admission. So
and tickets are on sale now.
Yes,
okay. And you have to get the tickets at wish.org/Colorado.
That's it.
Wish.org/Colorado. The event is happening.
Next
Thursday,
a week from
the
tomorrow.
25th, 24th.
Yes, yeah.
April 24th. You said at Mission Ballroom.
At Mission Ballroom.
And I got to tell you, I'm also excited about the fact that you will be celebrating the 7,000th wish, and you also are going to be celebrating. Tell me about Conrad.
Yeah, so Conrad is we've done a Wish Hero Award each of the 3 years. This will be our 3rd year, and so
a Whiskey, Wine, and Wishes Hero Award.
So just
I
Wish.
like it.
Yeah. So our Wish Hero every year. We started this with Peyton Manning. He was our first ever Wish Hero for all that he's done for Make-A-Wish, not just in Colorado, but all across the country. Last year was the As because Deb and the team at Cronky do such an amazing job of going above and beyond for our Wish families. And so we honored the Avs because they had done some amazing wishes. And then this year we're mixing it up. So we actually have the sibling of one of our Wish kids Pippa. And so Conrad wanted to give back to Make-A-Wish because he got to be a part as a family member of a Wish to Disney. And so he said, how can I give back? He decided to do a fundraiser, Climb for Wishes. So he was just going to climb routes at a local gym, climbing gym. And I think, if I remember the story right, the most he had done in the past is something like 10 or 12.
Okay.
So he went around to friends and family and neighbors and everybody and said, hey, listen, would you donate a certain amount for every route that every climb that I do? And they're like, of course, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's? He's like,
How many
want to
do you
40.
do now?
He's like, I want to do 40, which would be a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
And so the cool thing is he actually ended up doing 70.
Oh my gosh.
His hands were bleeding by the end of it, but he wanted to continue to do it for his sister, in honor of his sister. And so it's just such a powerful story for this now 9-year-old to do that. And of course, then had to go to all his friends and family and neighbors and say, hey, I did 70. And they're like, okay, it's good for a good cause at least. And so
how much do I owe you?
He raised $70,000 individually for Make-A-Wish Colorado, which is awesome. And and a great family. And now they're just doing everything they can to support Make-A-Wish in memory of Pippa. And so it's just a powerful story. And he's just one of those kids that you just makes you feel good about humanity again. So.
Yeah, for real, for real. The auction items, there's a link people can go and view and bid on them right now.
Yeah, so I think the silent auction goes live at some point tomorrow, or at some point soon. But yeah, go do that now. And yeah, so they don't have to be present.
To look, yeah.
We've got some like really high end whiskey, and I told the team, I was like, listen, if it goes for high enough, I'll go anywhere in the country and I'll deliver it personally.
That's
get
awesome.
a cheap flight
That's
myself
awesome.
somewhere and just go deliver it. So yeah, you can get involved even if you're not able to attend the event. But we'd love to see you there. I think it's as I said, we want it to be fun, but also fun and magical at the same time.
Absolutely. Thursday night, let's do this. So what I also want to know, if they can't make it to that, you also have other ways that people can donate and try to win cool things like a Miata.
Exactly. We're doing our first ever, I'd say, car sweepstakes. And so we've partnered with a company that's got some local ties called Tap Cat. And then Silterhar Motors has helped us with a Mazda Miata. I saw that you used to do like a podcast in a car, right?
Yes,
I was like,
right.
Maybe we need to get that Miata out and bring that back,
Bring it back.
But like, so they can actually just same thing. Go to our website, wish.org/Colorado, find out more about that. But that's for folks that are like, hey, I'd love to give back. But maybe I can give $5 or $10.
Yes.
And at the same time have a chance to win this cool vehicle and look cool driving around the state of Colorado in a Miata. You know?
Okay, Scott, not just any cool vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a Mazda MX 5RF Grand Touring Sports Car in the Soul Red Crystal Metallic.
Yeah, exactly right. See?
I mean, let me just throw that out there.
Yeah.
And you can enter as many times as you want.
Yeah, you can enter as many times as you want.
And that is wish.org/Colorado/win a car.
Yes.
I love that. So just go to the website and
We've
enter
never done
for
anything
everything
like
right
this
there.
before, so we're really hoping that people will something they resonate with. Once again, they have a chance to win a car, and all the support comes to Make-A-Wish to help us do the amazing things we're doing. So it's a win-win all the way around.
It is a win-win, and you are celebrating your 7,000th wish this summer.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Scott Dishong, before I let you go, CEO of Make-A-Wish, why is this important to you?
I mean, once again, as a dad, I've got a son and a daughter, and I do get to see literally on a daily basis the impact that these wishes have on families. And so it's something you can't explain sometimes until you see it. And even when I was talking about the wish for Lily to meet Noah Kahn a few years ago, I got to be part of that. So we had set up the wish, but it was like last minute, and her wish was to meet Noah Kahn at Red Rocks, and the concert was like 2 weeks away, and once you play Red Rocks, we don't know if he's ever going back, so we're like, hey, we need to make this happen.
Yes.
So we didn't have, like, usually we'll set up and try and get like a limo or something like that to take him, but we didn't have time, so I actually ended up renting a big SUV, black SUV.
That's awesome.
And driving the family out to Red Rocks. Which was awesome because I got to hear the conversation on the way there and then on the way back. There's one point, so Lily got to meet Noah Kahn and then was up in the front of the concert at Red Rocks. And Noah jumps off stage and starts running the opposite side, just giving high fives to everybody in the crowd, and then comes back the other way. And I'm kind of up maybe 30 rows, and I just see him stop right where Lily was. I couldn't see it happen. But he stopped, gave her a big hug, and just like the most amazing like moment. And I just saw it, and then I got to hear the moment like from her eyes on the way taking them back home, and it's like one of those like I'm never washing my clothes again.
Right.
But those types of things, and I think sometimes like even our wish granting celebrities like that don't understand how impactful that is. But I still see Lily post on social media about the impact years later that's had on her life, and so that's what we do. That's why it's important to me, and I just say thanks to the Colorado community, because for 40 plus years they've been supporting us at a really high level, and we have more wishes to grant. We want to grant the wish of every eligible child, and we want to make sure we're reaching every eligible child. That's a big passion of mine, and to do that we just need to continue to have folks like you tell our story. We can't do what we do in a vacuum, so I really appreciate you letting us come on and talk a little bit about Make-A-Wish today.
Thank you, Scott. I'm over here tearing up. I just, it does. We want to help. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
So wish.org/Colorado. Whiskey, Wine, and Wishes is the event happening April 24th. And if you can't make it to that event, you can always go online to the makeawish.org/Colorado. And like I said, sign up for the Miata.
Yes.
Yeah, and whatever, and support the 7,000s. We want to go to 10,000, 11,000. Keep going with the
exactly
wishes.
Right.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Have a great day.
Kathie J.